Okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome to the Pennsylvania Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. My name is Melissa. I will be your facilitator for the college fair this evening. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started with our college representatives. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your cameras and microphones are off, so panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening this evening, so be sure to sign up for others. And this presentation will be recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter in our first university, which will be Harrisburg Area Community College.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Melissa. So hi, everybody. My name is Drew Scoggin. I'm joined by another one of our admissions counselors, Abderrahim Karsto. We're from HACC, Central Pennsylvania's community college. And let's go in here. So just a couple quick HACC facts. We were the first community college in Pennsylvania. We do have over 100 programs that are being offered. We're serving over 18,000 credit students at this time. And we do have 5 campuses in Harrisburg, Lancaster, York, Gettysburg, and Lebanon. So just some quick information about our programs. The majority of our programs that we offer at HACC are associate's degrees, which can be completed in 2 or more years. They account for over 50% of our programs. And just to touch on a couple of them here, our biggest program is nursing. We do have a 90% first-time pass rate on the NCLEX, and one of our recent graduating classes, I believe it was from 2019, did have a 100% employment rate after graduation. And then you can see some of our other larger programs here, such as public safety and criminal justice, the RAD Tech program, radiological technologies, and our automotive program. We also do have a large business administration program that can be completed fully virtually. And then we also offer certificate and diploma programs. The certificate programs are designed to be completed in about a year, while the diploma programs are really quick in about 6 months. They're just to give you, as you can see, a technical or occupational skill. So that way, if you want to get out into the workforce quicker without going through a full associate's degree, you can get the skills you need to go out and get a job in your field.
Thank you, Drew. So I'm going to talk about the transfer options. HACC is a community college, so a lot of students are coming to us, usually complete their associate's degree and then transfer to a 4-year institution. So you have a maximum of 60 to 90 credits to actually transfer. And we have over 40 transfer partners. So we have articulation agreements with schools such as Penn State, Temple University, Shippensburg, Westchester, LVC, Millersville, just to name a few. You can actually have one of the early admissions. We call it dual admissions through HACC. So you can actually have an early admission, for instance, with Penn State while actually being a student at HACC. So you actually have that smooth transfer of your credits later on. Also, we have a lot of students who will basically complete their general education courses and then transfer them. Next slide, please. So we are just here. We have some cost comparison with some 4-year institutions like PACAC schools. You can actually see here that tuition for a full-time student at HACC is approximately 25 to 30% less than the average full-time tuition at nearby 4-year institution. That's another reason you can actually come to HACC. It is an accredited institution, so you can always transfer your credits. So get involved. If you're a HACC student, definitely we want you to get involved. We have a lot of clubs. We have theater, sports. For instance, we have soccer. volleyball, theater. Basically, we do encourage students that if we don't have like clubs that they need, they can also basically create them, initiate them, promote them, build some leadership skills that way. Also, recently, eSport is actually gaining track at HACC since we're going remote. So that's also something that students can actually take advantage of. So we have some important dates here for you. So registration for new students actually for summer and fall starts on April 21st. And then the fall semester starts on August 30th. Nice. So if you have any questions, if you have any questions about HACC, you can always email start@hacc.edu. That's the email start@hacc.edu, and we'll get back to you. So enrolling at HACC is very simple. So basically, you just fill out your application online for free, and then you submit your high school transcript, and basically we'll send you to our new student orientation folks and meet with an academic advisor and get started. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much. Next up, we have St. Francis University.
Thank you so much. Well, hello, everybody. I'm going to try and share my screen here and get going. All right, so St. Francis University is located in Loretto, Pennsylvania. If you haven't heard of it, that's all right. Not many people have. It is a little bit between Altoona and Pittsburgh. So if you're familiar with Western PA, that's about where we are. We are also just about an hour away from State College, which would be where Penn State, Maine is. We are one of the oldest Catholic universities in the nation, and we are the oldest Franciscan one. There are quite a few St. Francis type universities. So there's a St. Francis with an ST in Illinois. There's St. Francis College in Brooklyn, and a few others. So if you are applying to St. Francis, make sure it is St. Francis University, Loretto, Pennsylvania. One of our most popular slogans that we use on just about everything, if you've seen anything St. Francis, it'll probably say something like, become that someone, which originated from one of our most notable alumni, Maurice Stokes, who is pictured at the top left of your screen in the wheelchair. So he was a very good basketball player who suffered a pretty traumatic injury to his head while playing a game, which then kind of caused him to have some serious issues down the road. And one of the only people that really stuck by him was Jack Twyman. So Jack Twyman was one of his teammates, and he is known for his quote in the little purple box on your screen that says, "Maurice was on his own, something had to be done, someone had to do it, so I became that someone." This was an awesome kind of statement that we had between these two guys, and actually from that, we took the slogan of "Become That Someone," because that's the kind of student we want to produce in the world, is a student who can become someone to help another person, or become anyone to make a change. So what's the coolest part of the whole story, not just that it's where we get our slogan from, we got the little statue in the middle actually shows the word. Oh no, I stopped my share. Sorry about that. So with that, I'm going to reshare. The award is actually the NBA's Teammate of the Year award, and is still given out today. So pretty cool. Just some brief flash facts about St. Francis. We are the St. Francis Red Flash. I get asked on the regular what a red flash is. I usually just kind of smile and nod and let the joke go, but it is basically just a lightning bolt colored red. So that's what we got, this great color. I love to represent St. Francis because of the bright red. But anyways, our campus is around roughly 600 acres, half of that being a golf course. So we have a 9-hole course on campus that our golf team will practice at. And it's an awesome course. I enjoy playing it, and a lot of our students do as well. We enroll around a little over 2,000 students, 1,700 of those being undergrad and the rest being graduate students. Now we have several really awesome graduate programs that are also direct admit. So if you've heard about the physician assistant program at St. Francis, that is one of our most popular. It is an accelerated 5-year program where you can go directly from your undergrad or from undergrad all the way to grad without applying to graduate school. So super helpful. We also have a physical therapy program, occupational therapy. We have business, we've got nursing, all sorts of programs that are outstanding and very well known. We retain around 85% of our students, which we like to say. It's really important for us that when you start as a freshman, we don't want to just enroll a freshman, we want to enroll an alumni. So someone who's going to stick with us through all 4 years or beyond to get you through. Overall, it's a pretty small campus with a 13-to-1 student to faculty ratio, with average class sizes ranging between 12 to 24, kind of middle ground, we'll call it 17. We are also known for our athletics. We are a small campus, but we are also a Division I athletic program at St. Francis. So whether you're a football player, softball, basketball, whatever it is that you do, if you want to pursue it in college at a very competitive level, we can work with you on that and get you into a D1 program to compete with some pretty awesome schools. Our campus is broken up into 4 different schools. So we have our business school, our health science school, and our school of STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. This is those are the on-campus, and then we also have our Francis Worldwide program, which is completely online. So if you're going to pursue a master's degree, or if you'd like to do undergraduate online completely, we can make that happen with our Francis Worldwide program. We believe in educating not just you as a academic, but we also want you to really grow as a person at St. Francis. So we'll make sure that you get leadership opportunities. You'll get club and sport experiences, and truly be able to grow, whether it's in your academics or your faith or socially, just about anything. So we are a full staff. If you have any questions, please reach out to one of our staff members listed here based on your territory. And I think my time's up. So thank you so much for your time, and I hope to hear from you soon.
All right, thanks so much. Next up, we have Sewanee University, or Sewanee.
Hi, greetings. It's easier. The University of the South in Swannee, Tennessee, commonly known as Swannee. I'm going to show you a 5-minute video this evening. So I hope you enjoy seeing our lovely campus and hearing some information about the university, and I'll be happy to answer any questions in the Q&A. We also are open for in-person visitors. So if you see what you like in the video, please feel free to come in and visit with us in the coming months.
Hi, I'm Taylor Baird. I'm a graduate of Swannee, and I currently work in the Office of Admission. And I get to tell you a little bit about my home for the past 10 years. You might be thinking, Swannee, the University of the South. What does that entail? Well, the University of the South is so much more than a campus that we had to create new words for it. It's the mountain. It's our home on the Cumberland Plateau. It's the domain, situated between Nashville and Chattanooga. It's a working farm, a 13,000-acre forest, a natural playground with trails to hike and rocks to climb. But above all, it's a community. That's Swannee. And it's a place that I hope you'll consider calling home one day too. The domain is where we live, eat, research, recreate, reflect, and compete. I mean, 30% of our students are scholar athletes competing on one of our Division III varsity athletic teams. It's a lot, and we like it that way. Our university motto, Eke Quam Bonum, or EQB, ensures that we push each other and appreciate each other while dwelling together in unity. You'll be sharing Swannee with about 1,700 other 17 to 22-year-olds and the broader community, so there's rarely a dull moment here. While we're nestled in Tennessee, you're still going to be encouraged and expected to engage with the global community. We want you to address global issues and engage in a way that connects Swannee with the rest of the world. This is a place where everybody stands up for what they think and for what they believe in. That dialogue across difference and that true discourse is the environment that we strive to cultivate. For example, we have deep roots with the Episcopal Church, but we know that it's important to create a healthy interfaith environment here for students as well. With the combination of intellectual rigor and community, Swannee will help you figure out who you are. As an institution, we've been exploring who we've been and who we are. We want to model that for students, that you're exploring those questions and that asking questions and seeking solutions is commonplace. You can do that at Swannee because your professors are teachers and mentors first and researchers second. We believe in educating the whole person through the liberal arts education. That's what happens when you engage with your professors. You get out into the field and you wrestle with the questions that the world hasn't figured out the answers to yet. It's in that process that you will enhance your studies, hone your skills, and increase your postgraduate prospects. In hoping that you'll engage that way, we've made a commitment to you, the Swannee Pledge. And the commitment is simple. We pledge to provide funding for a summer internship or research opportunity during your time at Swannee. We also pledge that you'll be able to make global connections by providing access to a semester-long study abroad program at no additional tuition cost. And finally, we pledge that you'll graduate in 4 consecutive years with at least one major. If you do not, you can study for an additional year at Swannee and no additional tuition cost. At Swannee, if you give your best in good faith, we will honor that dedication and effort. You won't even have to compete with graduate students for these opportunities, and in many cases, worry about the funding that make them possible. Swannee believes in access as much as we do excellence, which is why we're committed to meeting 100% of demonstrated financial need for all admitted first-year students. We also recognize academic achievement, so in addition to need-based aid, we do offer academic scholarships as well. Our goal is to accept the most talented students for whom Swannee is the best choice, and then to provide the financial aid package that makes it possible for you to enroll here. That's the Swannee lens. We want to find strong fit students and guide you through the search and application process. Swannee is a common application school and there's no fee to apply. We also know that test scores aren't always the best indicator of a student's academic success. And that's why at Swannee we're test optional. That allows you to choose to submit the ACT, SAT, or no scores at all. So if you're ready to take this journey and opt into this experience, I hope you'll choose to apply to Swannee. I can't wait to see how you'll make this place your home and bring your perspective to our community.
All right, thanks so much. That was awesome. At this point, we are at our halfway mark, so attendees, feel free to ask questions through the Q&A function for all of our panelists and our college reps. And up next, we will have Rider University.
Alrighty, thanks so much. I'm just gonna, okay. Alrighty, so thank you all for being here tonight. I know that there is a such thing as Zoom fatigue, so thanks for making the extra effort and learning about some of the schools today. So I just want to tell you a little bit about Rider University, and this presentation is called Where Will You Go with a Rider Education? So we are the Bronx, and so that's why we ask you to join the herd and to join us as a Bronx. So we are situated right in between Philadelphia and New York City, 2 great American cities. And so it's right across the bridge from Pennsylvania. I'm actually born and raised in Pennsylvania. I went to college in Pennsylvania, but Rider is a great choice, and it's just across the bridge in New Jersey, close to Princeton, also an hour from the beach. So if you want to go to New York or Philadelphia, you want to go to the Jersey Shore, very easy to do that from Rider, and many of our students take advantage of that for social reasons, professionally, to visit their families and what have you. We have about 4,000 students at our campus in Lawrenceville, and about 80% of our fall 2019 freshmen were living on campus. We have nearly 70 majors and programs, which I'll show you in a later slide, and also a number of fifth-year graduate degree options. So if you wanted to go to get your bachelor's and then your master's all in 5 years, you could do that at Rider. A lot of those are in business and a few other options like psychology. And then we have a 10-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio. So if you're really looking for that kind of individualized, personalized experience, you can definitely look forward to that at Rider, and then an average class size of 21. So here is all of our majors and programs. A little bit overwhelming, but it is broken down into categories. So Rider was started as a business school. Accounting is definitely one of our strongest programs, but many of the other programs, or all of the programs in the College of Business are excellent. 100% of our students complete internships, and the College of Business does an excellent job of that. Many of those students are doing more than one semester of an internship. And for the accounting students in particular, they're doing their internship junior year, and many of those students go on to get a job offer before they actually graduate. Our arts programs are growing and are getting national recognition. Our Westminster College of the Arts, which is our music school or our choir college, and then also our musical theater programs, as well as the other programs which within the School of Fine and Performing Arts. And then lots of different things which within the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. So pretty much anything else outside of business, education, and the arts, you can find within the liberal arts. It's a fantastic college where you're able to sort of expand your limits and sort of see what else is out there, and kind of explore the possibilities of what you want to do when you graduate. Many of our students do go on to graduate school or PhD programs from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, as well as some of our other colleges as well. So engaged learning is something that sort of sets Rider apart from other schools. We have 6 credits that are required for graduation, falling under one of these 6 categories in that second section there. So learning and mentoring, studying abroad, doing guided research with one of our faculty professors, which many of them, over 90%, have their PhD or the highest degree in their field. Another option for engaged learning would be community service and engagement. Internships, which 100% of our students complete internships at Rider. We have a fantastic career services office and a wonderful network of alumni that set our students up. And then arts, media, and creativity. The options are endless at Rider in terms of being creative and really having hands-on experiences with the arts and media. Our radio station being nominated for a national award, and our musical theater program getting lots of popularity in the last couple of years. So what is our admissions profile? What does Rider kind of look like? 26% of our students come from outside of New Jersey, like yourselves, and then coming from states like Hawaii, Maine, Georgia, but 39 different states. So kind of all over the place, California, Washington, and then 63 different countries as well. So you may see a familiar face from PA, or you may see a familiar face from wherever else, but you also may meet people from all the way across the country and all the way around the world. So we are test optional at Rider, and this is our academic profile. So we're looking at a 3.4 for our average GPA. Our SAT scores are 1100 and our ACT is 23, but we are test optional. We were test optional before the pandemic, but it's even more important to emphasize this now as access to testing centers becomes a little bit more difficult. So if you want to submit your application without submitting your test scores, totally fine, and you will qualify for all of our scholarships, including our full tuition scholarships. So this is our admissions timeline and financial aid timeline. We want you to get all of this stuff done as soon as you can so that you can get as much money as possible from the government. So we want you to get your FAFSA done early for the juniors in the room. seniors in the room, hopefully you've already finished your FAFSA. And then our musical theater students do need to apply early for anyone who is a junior planning to apply musical theater next year. And then this is probably one of the most exciting slides. We have reduced our tuition and then also have added some strategic investments to allow students to develop and grow while they're at Rider. And this is our scholarship. So you want to take a look there and feel free to ask me any questions in the chat about these. And just some ways for you to connect with us: email, text, Zoom, whatever it is. We also are having on-campus tours. Follow us on TikTok. We have some Schitt's Creek references, so you don't want to miss out on that. And then feel free to reach out to me. That's my contact information there. It's a pleasure being with you all tonight, and I'm wishing you the best of luck in your college decision.
All right, thank you so much. Next up, we will have the University of Toledo.
All right, got to get all my buttons in order here. So, all right, thank you guys so much for taking some time to meet with all of us. My name is Scott Jackson, Regional Enrollment Manager for the University of Toledo. The University of Toledo itself, located in Toledo, Ohio, which is in the far northwest corner of the state of Ohio. We're about an hour or so south of Detroit. Really close to Lake Erie. So, and we're one of the 13 public schools in the state of Ohio. See if I can get my PowerPoint to work now. So a little bit about the University of Toledo, what we can provide you as a student looking to enroll. When it comes to academics, we do have over 120 different undergraduate majors at the University of Toledo, with focuses in things like STEM, health, business, education, arts, and humanities. On top of these great undergraduate programs at the University of Toledo, we also offer a number of professional pathways as well, including a college of pharmacy, a college of medicine, and we also have a law college as well. In fact, the University of Toledo is one of only 2 public universities in the state of Ohio to have our own full-fledged medical center. So if you're looking to go into pre-med and eventually get your MD, great spot for you here at the University of Toledo. Same thing with pharmacy. We have our own full-fledged pharmacy that our students get to intern in and work in as well. So really great opportunity. All of those experiences really lead to our students coming in and really having the opportunity to build that resume from an early point to stand out amongst their peers at other institutions around the state of Ohio, getting opportunities to go into internships, co-op experiences, shadowing opportunities, and really getting to build that resume up to a point where as soon as they leave the University of Toledo, they are as employable can be. In fact, our students rank near the top of all universities in the state of Ohio when it comes to first job starting salary, because they're able to gain so many awesome skills during their time at U Toledo. Our student profile, or guess where our students are from, I should say, we do have over 16,000 undergraduate students at the University of Toledo. We have about 4,400 grad or professional students at UT. Our students are from all across the state of Ohio and all around the region and country. We have about 83% of our students from the Toledo, or from outside the Toledo area, I should say. We do have students that represent 42 different states and 84 different countries around the world. And it's going to give you as the student an opportunity to learn from those that are different than you in just about every facet of life, whether it's where you grew up, how you grew up, the traditions you have, the beliefs you hold, and can give you a really well-rounded educational experience. We're really big, like I talked before, on learning by doing. We want you to get out into the field. We want you to get those experiences that you need as a budding professional to eventually move on and get a great opportunity and a great job. Here, the picture that's on the screen right now, you can see a couple students and a professor actually working at our Lake Erie Research Center, where they're putting out buoys, which is measuring the algae bloom of Lake Erie, which can actually harm the fish populations there. So they're actually doing research hands-on during their undergraduate time to see how things like algae blooms affecting the Lake Erie species of fish and things like that. But outside of that, working in our medical centers, working in our labs, getting internships with a lot of great businesses around Toledo. We're in a really unique spot in Toledo where we're about 3 hours from Columbus, Cincinnati, 2 hours from Cleveland, 4 hours from Chicago. So we're in a pretty centralized spot for a lot of major business hubs, and it gives our students a lot of great opportunities to go out and get some really unique internships and still stay fairly close to the university as well. Moving on to promoting the community. Every time I see this picture, I get a little sad because I miss going to football games and things like that. I'm a huge sports junkie, so I'm really excited to check out sporting events once we get back to having campus open and everything like that. But we do have a lot of great ways for our students to get involved at the University of Toledo. Student organizations with just about any focus and interest you might have. Over 400 currently offered at the University of Toledo. These organizations can focus, like I said, in interests and hobbies. We have social and academic fraternities and sororities, club sports. We have organizations focused on giving back and donating time and money and fundraising. So if you're really big on volunteering, we have a lot of great organizations for that as well. Being located in the university or in Toledo itself, we're in a major metropolitan area. So a lot of our students like to give back to the city during their 4 years with us as well. The city of Toledo itself is always growing. There's always something fun to do. We right now are the 4th largest city in the state of Ohio. So our students get an opportunity to have that large metro area and then kind of hide away on the college campus, which is more of a college town feel, which is about 10 minutes from downtown, which you can see pictured here. If you love going to sporting events and checking out new restaurants, the downtown area is a great spot for you. Always something going on. I tell students every time I get a chance to talk to them, there's never a reason to be bored when you're at the University of Toledo because there's always something going on downtown, on campus, or in the surrounding area. So definitely check it out. Application-wise, our application opens up every year on August 1st. You can apply directly on our website at discover.utoledo.edu, or you can use the Common App, whatever's easiest for you. If you're a senior and you haven't applied yet, we are still accepting applications, so you can do that as well. We are test optional, like a number of my colleagues have brought up tonight, so if you'd like to submit those test scores, you still will be considered for scholarships, direct admission into programs, and things like that, so definitely consider that as you're applying. Just a list of our scholarships there, merit-based, based on your application. These other awards you can apply for on top of those merit-based awards. And there is my contact information. Snap a picture, write it down. Don't get a tattoo of it because it'll probably change next year. But I do appreciate you guys taking some time to listen to me ramble on for a little bit. If there's anything I can do, definitely reach out. Have a great night, guys.
All right, thank you so much. And last but not least, we have our final university this evening, Villanova University.
All right, folks, bear with me as I bring up my screen here and the slides that I'll be going over. And I'm very excited to be here. I'm Justin Ledesma, one of the senior assistant directors over at Villanova University. Very happy to be following up Scott and the University of Toledo. I say that as someone who grew up in Michigan, so I certainly am familiar with Toledo. I had a few friends who went to school at Central Catholic and St. Ursula, so very familiar there. But I'm here to talk about Villanova University, and I always like to start off with this picture here. I think this is a great shot of campus. And if you're not familiar with Villanova already, I'll point out that we are a medium-sized Catholic university located just a few miles outside of Philadelphia. And I think our geographic situation is the best of both worlds in the fact that we have the 5th biggest city in the country, about 12 miles away from campus. And in fact, if you look off in the horizon of this picture, you'll see the skyscrapers of Philadelphia, again, about 12 miles away. But my favorite aspect of life at Villanova is a lot of the green space that you'll see in this picture. And I would say, of course, in the midst of a pandemic, you won't see as many students running around the fields like we used to, but we're hoping that we'll be returning to a state of normalcy pretty soon. But in that time, you'll see a lot of students playing soccer and softball, ultimate frisbee, spike ball, out on these big green fields. Just a great place to relax and maybe ease your mind a little bit before you hit the books later on in the evening. Now, when I do get to travel, if I am in the midst of another college, I always like to see these different college campuses, and I always try to find these university seals right from the very beginning, because I think the founders of the university put a lot of thought into these seals, these symbols, and can give you a good sense of that school's history, but also at the same time give you a good sense of what that school hopes to achieve, their sense of direction. And Villanova is certainly a school that has done that. As you take a look at our seal, I'll point out that you'll see the year that we were established, 1842. So if you do the math, we've been around for about 179 years. And I think that's been plenty of time to establish a very strong reputation. I think a lot of folks know that we're doing some outstanding things in our classroom. I would also point out, you'll probably notice a lot of religious symbolism. Once again, we are a Catholic Augustinian university, but let me emphasize that you do not have to be Catholic to attend our school. When it comes to that idea of being Augustinian, I think a lot of our priests take a lot of their cues from St. Augustine. And if you're not familiar with him, he did live in the 4th and 5th century. He served as bishop of Hippo, which you'll find in Africa. And I think a lot of people look at him as one of the great thinkers, one of the great philosophers in the Catholic Church. And a lot of what he mentioned, a lot of what he taught still impacts the church today and still impacts what we do at Villanova. And one of the things that Augustine mentioned is that we seek not only to transform students' minds, but also to transform their hearts as well. I think it's that statement that really speaks volumes about the types of students who want to come to our school. And I would say, these are the types of students that we in the admission office are seeking out as well. The ones that are wanting to do great things in the classroom. And I think in many cases that can be reflected in your grades, in your test scores in years past. We were test optional for the very first time this past year, and we will be doing so again this upcoming year. But then, of course, beyond those academics, we're also looking for students who are passionate for their communities. And I think there are so many great ways that you can illustrate that. That could certainly be through sports. It could be through student leadership. If you're a class officer, I think that's such a great accomplishment to have on your resume. But I do also have a special place in my heart for anybody who sings, who performs. If you've been in your school musicals, I think it takes a lot of courage, but that courage results in a lot of joy in those performances that you provide for other people. So we try to find that strong combination of student, and in my estimation, it's that type of student that will make the most of their time while they're at Villanova. And I think these ideas are further reflected in those 3 Latin words that you'll see on our university seal: veritas, unitas, and caritas. And if you don't know what those means, I'll tell you, it translates as truth, unity, and charity. And you can also use the word love there for that 3rd word. And I think that really drives everything that we have happening at our school. So that first word, veritas, it deals with truth. And of course, we're an academic institution, so we pursue truth in everything that we do. And as you take a look at this slide, you'll see that we have more than 80 academic programs that you can choose from, and they're organized into 5 main categories, or 5 academic divisions. So they are liberal arts, the sciences, business, engineering, and nursing. And bear in mind that when you do apply to Villanova, you will apply directly to one of those 5 areas. But there is a lot of flexibility. A lot of students will take on double majors. They'll even add minors and concentrations to their academic programs. We certainly appreciate students who have a wide range of interests when it comes to academics, and we want to support you in as many ways as possible. But of course, this idea of truth really deals with other things beyond the classroom. I think it deals with how you interact with other people. So as we shape that incoming freshman class of 1,600 students, I think we really take a look at how our students are interacting with each other, what they can learn from each other. So that's why diversity of thought and diversity in general is such a big, important idea for us. So, we have about 6,500 students coming from so many different places. I think our second word, we'll just jump into that very quickly, deals with community. And we build that community, and almost everybody lives on campus. And of course, we want to build that strong environment at Villanova, but we also look to better the environment that surrounds us. That gets us to Caritas. Love and charity and volunteerism is something that we underline at the university as well. And the last point I'll just make very quickly, as it looks as though I'm running out of time, is the ways that you can apply. There are 4 different ways that you can do so: early action, early decision, and then of course you can do early decision 2, which was new this year. And the more traditional route, you could certainly pursue regular decision as well. And I believe that that's my time, so I look forward to answering some questions. Thanks a lot, everybody.
All right, thank you so much to everybody. Thank you to our representatives as well. Thank you to all of our participants as well. I just invite all of our representatives to share their screens. If everybody would like to come back on screen. I am going to pose a very quick question to our college representatives very quickly here. So the question here is, what advice would you give somebody going through the college search process? And we will go in order of the schedule order. So we'll start with Harrisburg Area Community College, just to give our attendees a piece of advice for someone going through the college search process right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that the biggest piece of advice I could give someone is to keep all your doors open and really consider all options, especially right now with the different styles of learning that so many schools are offering, whether it be in person, virtual learning, recorded learning, anything like that. Just really try to figure out what's going to work best for you as a student and what's going to give you the best path to succeed in college.
Awesome, thanks so much. Next we'll have St. Francis.
I would definitely echo that, but also add, as you go through the process, make sure you take advantage of all of the opportunities that each institution offers. So if there are virtual visits that you can do, and if you're coming from far away and you can't make it out, check out a virtual visit. But if the campus is offering in-person visits, visit it on campus, because honestly, one of the best ways you're going to find out about if a college is right for you is if you are on that campus interacting with the students and seeing, hey, could I see myself here? Do these people I meet, would I be friends with them? Would I want to be friends with them? And then take that and also factor in academics.
Awesome. Next up, we'll have Swannee.
My word of advice, or words of advice, would be to enjoy the journey. And if there are any parents on our call tonight with us, to really enjoy watching your student go through this process and have some great adult conversations as they begin the path to looking at colleges.
Awesome, great advice. And then Rider University.
Yeah, this is all great advice. I would say also is I want to empower you guys to be the drivers of your own ship, or whatever, you captains of your own ship, and just get in there and have conversations with people, do things like you're doing tonight, because you're kind of in charge. Yeah, be empowered to do that and get the answers that you need to make the best choice.
Awesome. University of Toledo.
Yeah, I feel like I would be a broken record repeating everybody, because I feel like y'all have had such great advice. So I guess I'll add, ask questions, ask lots and lots and lots of questions. That's visit the campus, keep an open mind, but ask the questions, see what the university can do for you, and work alongside them throughout the journey to make sure that it's going to be the best fit for you and you have all of your needs taken care of when you make that final decision on where you'd like to attend.
Great. And lastly, Villanova.
Yeah, I would certainly echo everything that everyone just mentioned. The advice I would share, I think, takes into account, the situation that we've been in for the last several months, this crazy time that we've been in the midst of the pandemic. And as I talk to many high school students, I think many of them point out, the opportunities that have been lost, and trying to be as optimistic as possible. I think there is a little bit of an opportunity that has been created by everything that's been happening. And I think that has been the advent of these virtual visits and virtual information sessions. before this happened, you wouldn't be able to find those around hardly at all. And I think every college out there has developed some sort of virtual programming available for students. So I think this is a great chance for students to visit more schools, to keep a lot of schools on your list that you might have crossed out just because you can't make that visit. And I think it allows you to look at a lot more opportunities, a lot more possibilities.
Awesome, great advice, everyone. So I just want to thank all of our attendees and our representatives tonight. Just a few notes before we leave everyone tonight. To all of our attendees, when you close this window, there will be a link for a very quick 4-question survey, and we appreciate any feedback you can provide us. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for others. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all of the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. Thank you so much to our representatives tonight and also all of our attendees, and good luck to everybody out there. Thank you again. Have a good night.